Hi guys, it is your girl Kayla here at Death Curse, and tonight I am so excited because I feel that I have on one of the most positive voices working in indie comics right now. He has been creating comics since the 1990s, and he's done some work under the Entity Comics imprint, including the first official comic book adaptation of the first Stargate film. And under Parody Press, you might be familiar with his projects XForce and Beard Zerker. So I present to you guys the amazing Don Chin.
That's a nice intro. Thank you, Kayla.
I try to give good intros.
I like the I can sense a little hint of the Boston accent.
Oh, it's there. It's very present. I try so hard to control it, but it just happens. It is what it is. I've accepted it.
I love Boston. We visited there probably about 8 years ago. My wife's relatives hail from Maine and Boston, so we
Oh.
got to experience a Red Sox game, and it was just really a lot of fun. So
Did you
I
get some
love all
fried
the
clams?
You know, unfortunately, because I'm allergic to shellfish now, I can't
Oh,
have lobsters or I love shrimp. I used to eat it all the time, and when
yeah.
I got older, I started to kind of have this adverse reaction whenever I ate shellfish, and now I'm unfortunately I have to kind of relegate it to just regular seafood, not the shellfish kind.
I don't know how I would handle because being from here, like we love our lobster, we love our fried clams, and
Yeah,
that's
lobster rolls.
rough.
Yeah, how fun.
Oh, Pops Van Zant is already in the
Hey,
comments here,
Pops.
and he is saying, come join him on Saturday night.
Yes. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. I'm on a panel with Pops and Adam Post, and I
Oh,
think
that's awesome.
Sim and Brian Kreischkow, the Six Gun Gorilla creator. So it'll be a fun CromCon event.
That's awesome. It's a bunch of amazing creators all together in one place.
Yeah, have you been to CromCon? It's kind of think the thing he does every month or couple months.
I think I may have caught one of them online.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
I
he's
believe so.
nice.
Let's see. What should I start with? All right, let's get into some of your educational background.
Education.
Yeah.
Um, well, I graduated from a college here in California called Humboldt State, and it's a state university. That was way back in the mid '80s. Actually, I got started in comics. Um, I know my bio someplace says '90s, but my first publication in comics was like in the mid '80s. So it's Cracked magazine in
Oh,
1984,
cracked,
and
really?
yeah, I worked for Cracked, which was kind of like the Mad magazine, like the stepsister, ugly stepsister of Mad magazine. And then after Cracked, a couple years later, I broke in with the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, and that was with a company called Eclipse. And they're not around anymore, but they did a lot of books. They would publish like Alan Moore before he got into DC. He did Miracle Man there. Chuck Dixon did a lot of work for Eclipse.
Okay, yeah.
Graham Nolan. So all these old guys and me,
Mm.
we kind of got our feet wet with Eclipse, and then you kind of use that as a springboard to try to. It used to be like you'd use it for a springboard to work for Marvel and DC, but now more people are not really. That's not like their end game ambition is to work for the big two. It seems like more people are going the indie route and doing their own creations. So, anyways, back to my education, Kayla.
No,
I
I
I
think
went.
that all ties in because your education is key to possibly your development of working into comics because you got your start in college, you're saying basically with creating.
Yeah. I was when I was younger, I was really into comics, and even in high school, my friends and I were doing fanzines. I don't know if you ever read Heavy Metal magazine, but that was
Oh,
a big
yes.
influence for me and my buddies. And it was a little more mature. There was a little bit of language and nudity and violence in it. So I wasn't really I liked Marvel and DC growing up, but I had more of an indie edge. I grew up reading a lot of underground books, stuff like the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers, and
I never heard of that one. I gotta look into that
no,
now. I'm
I
writing that
think they're
down.
I think they're coming out with a live action Freak Brothers. I think like maybe Pete Davidson and Woody Harrelson and some other stars might be. I don't know if it's going to be a live action series, but I saw rumors that they're going to bring that into real live action. But it's about a bunch of stoner hippie brothers living in like San Francisco. It's kind of funny, you know. It's not really serious, but they had a cat called I don't remember the cat's name. He had his own book called Fat Freddy's Cat, and he was more like a stoner version of Garfield. So I just had these weird influences growing up, and I always like lean towards the more obscure, kind of weird stuff. Although I did like, you know, I'm a big Jack Kirby fan, and I grew up reading X-Men and all the stuff that most people read. But my roots go into kind of more of the underground, new wave, avant-garde type of creation, and that's kind of where the hamsters came from. That if you read the early Ninja Turtles, which I think
Mhm.
they're from the Boston area, right? The Eastman and Laird, um,
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Well, they're from more, I want to say more like the New Hampshire area, but it is New England. They're from New
Okay,
England. Yes.
right. So you got like those guys, and then you also had like Ben Edlund from the Tick. I think he was over in New England as well. So I really liked the Turtles, and when the Turtles came out, I was actually in college and also running my own comic book store in Northern
Really?
California. Yeah, I ran a comic book store from like 1984 to like 1988, and then I started to get into writing and publishing. So I left the comic book store to my partner, and I decided to just do comic book writing full time. And that was because the hamsters took off unexpectedly. We kind of sent it into Eclipse on a whim, me and my friend Parsonovich, and they liked it, and they said we'll go ahead and publish it. And it sold really well. It sold like 60,000 copies. And they said, well, why don't you try to make this a regular series? And so we did about 15 to 20 issues of Eclipse Hamsters, and I kind of used that as a springboard to get into doing the Parody Press imprint on my own. But college, you know, I studied. I really wanted to be a filmmaker, to be honest with you, which was my major. And then I was in my high school days. I would take my Super 8 camera, which had sound, and I would make these movies. They'd be like Star Trek spoofs and Star Wars spoofs, and I have my friends in it. And then I would edit it, and then I would play it for my high school during these, you know, talent nights, and it was a lot of fun. And so I thought, you know, I really like making movies. So I went into this college experience thinking it's going to be the same type of joy. But I found out, unfortunately, I found out that actors are kind of weird and they're not like my friends. so, so, so I kind of felt like these actors have a lot of issues, and I don't really think I want to deal with their egos and stuff. So I switched majors. I went into journalism halfway through my college career. So with journalism, I thought, you know, hey, I can get into cartooning or political cartooning or at least writing. But I never worked at a newspaper or anything. I did a few political cartoons for my high school. I'm sorry, not my high school, but my college newspaper. And so I graduated with a degree in journalism, and then I just kind of used what I learned there to be an editor and go into publishing. So
So I have a question for you. So at first, like, you can connect a film script to a comic script, correct? Because I've heard film scripts and comic scripts are kind of formatted similarly.
very true. Yeah. In fact, if you I would order every once in a while. I would get movie scripts in. Like I go to San Diego Con, and you can pretty much buy whatever you want at San Diego Con that's, you know, pop culture related. So at one con, I saw someone had a script to the original X-Men movie, like the one that came out with Patrick Stewart, and um, I think it was written by. It might have been written by Bryan Singer. I'm not sure, but I
I think
never
it
seen
actually
a,
was. I
yeah,
think it was Bryan Singer.
I never saw a movie script to that point. That was like one from a professional Hollywood studio. And so I looked it over and I said, you know, it's a little similar to the way I wrote comics, because I break down my my comic book writing like panel by panel, and I describe what's going on. But there's a certain format that I think Hollywood likes their scripts to be in. But over the years, I've actually found myself adapting my latest scripts to be more like the Hollywood script style. Dynamite Comics, who I've worked for, they sent me a sample script of one of their books. It was like a Vampirella book, because I've been out of comics for like 10 years and I just kind of wanted to know how people were writing. And so they sent me a script. And so I modeled my latest books using that type of format, the way that Dynamite sent me their books. But, you know, some people do things different though. Some writers will be able to sketch like stick figures of the way they want the pages to be laid out. Whereas, you know, I've seen you draw
I tried
thumbnails
to.
and stuff. Yeah. And I'm okay as an artist and I could do thumbnail type things, but to me, the written word, I feel more comfortable writing that way instead of, you know, doodling what I want to see the artist do. So,
No, it makes sense. It's working for you. You've had some successful campaigns.
thank you. Yeah,
So,
it's been
I mean,
fun.
it has to work. You know, people are loving your stuff. Both of your projects are in demand. And I don't know what you're currently working on, but I'm sure that will do well too.
You're
So,
sweet. Yeah, I'm still kind of in between ideas. I don't know if I want to go and do another parody or if I want to cut my teeth and do something more serious. I actually do have a request from another creator that has a successful campaign going on right now, that he wants me to do a kind of a throwback superhero type story. I'm not at liberty to say which book
yeah.
that is, but it's something that most people have heard of. The first issue hasn't come out yet, but the second issue he's already kind of planning down the you know, down the way, and he asked me to do a kind of a retro, like a 70s 80s DC type of book. And so I'm thinking that's probably going to be the next thing you see my name on. It won't be under Parody Press, it'll be doing work for somebody else, which I kind of think I would like to do. It's just the publishing thing is fun, and it's a lot of work though. There's a lot of promotion and going on streams, and some days I just like to just be able to sit and write and not be thinking that I have to you know, get out there and tell everybody what I'm doing.
I mean, and you have comics are not the only thing that you do for work, correct?
Right. My YouTube channel says like realtor by day and comic book
Yeah.
creator by night. So most people know that I'm a realtor, and I've been a real estate guy for like 20, gosh, since about like 1998. And so my wife and I had tried to do comics under Entity and Parody Press, and we did it for a good run for like 6 years. And then at the end of the when was it? Probably in the 90s, the market kind of got too saturated, Kayla, and so there was a big glut, and then people were speculating, and then a lot of stores went out of business. And so unfortunately, we were publishing, and a lot of our distributors they went bankrupt, and so they couldn't pay their bills of what they owed us. So it was a trickle down effect, and a lot of publishers, I think, including Marvel, were having financial trouble. So we kind of saw the writing on the wall, and my wife said, you know, maybe you should look into doing something else. So she saw an ad, and she said, I think you'd be really good at real estate. So I answered the ad, and they said, you know, we'll basically teach you how to become a realtor, and if you get your license, you have an automatic job. And that was with the Coldwell Banker franchise here in Northern California. So that's what I did, and I've been doing that since, you know, like over 20 years, and that's, you know, that's my bread and butter and pretty much what I do full time. But it's nice because it allows me the luxury of being able to finance my books without, my break even on my books is not very much. So even if it didn't meet like the goal that I put on Indiegogo, I would probably still just go ahead and publish it anyways. It's not, I do it mainly for fun, but I see these other people making lots of money, and it would be nice to kind of get a hit like that under my belt. So I'm working on it.
Before I asked it, I was going to ask you. Ryan Wynn just joined the chat, and he
Hey,
said you're
Ryan.
selling parody homes.
I'm selling parody homes.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said you're
Oh,
selling parody homes. But I was going to ask you, can you compare the housing market in a way to the comic market? Have you ever been asked that? I know I'm
no.
just making you
It's a
think.
hot, it's a hot, well, I can tell you in real estate, it's a super hot market where I'm at, which is, I live up in Northern California. And when people think of Northern California, they think, oh, do you live by San Francisco? But I live up even like 5 hours north of San Francisco. So I'm more like towards the Oregon border, and it's beautiful. It's where all the redwood trees are. And I live on the coast, so it doesn't get too hot. And it's a real small, my county is only like 100,000 people. So it's not a very big area, but they film a lot of movies here. I think, what did they do here that you might know? I mean, the Star Wars movie where they went through the redwoods with the speeders. The one with the Ewoks.
I know
Return of the
exactly what you're
Jedi.
talking about. Yes. They
Yeah,
filmed
Return of
that
the.
in I didn't know that. They filmed that
Yeah,
here.
they filmed that up here. Spielberg. I think they filmed Jurassic Park up here. That really kind of cheesy Will Smith, Jaden Smith After Earth movie was filmed up here. And so I live in an area which is really naturally beautiful, and it's just very nice, and there's not traffic jams, and so it's a really desirable area, because once COVID hit, a lot of people that saw that they could work from home that were living in like Southern California and San Francisco, they thought, well, man, if I could just kind of get out of the rat race and still be in California and work from home, then where I am, which is Humboldt County, sounds like a really nice place to be. So you can go online and you can YouTube videos of Humboldt County. You can just see these beautiful redwoods. And I know you're a big nature buff.
I
You probably
am.
really like. We
That's
have
why
beaches
I'm
here,
just
and
imagining. I'm like,
yeah, if you look up Trinidad Beach in Humboldt County, I think you would be someone that would go out there and swim and just frolic among the aquatic life out here.
oh, I would definitely. I have no fear of the ocean, which maybe I should, because I'm from New England. So we're always hearing like, oh, Jaws took place in New England, and there's great whites around. I mean, because it is a great white breeding ground per se, Cape Cod, which
Yeah.
Cape Cod, it's a couple hours away from me. And I've been up there and I've been swimming in Cape Cod and everything. I mean, they also too, we have that population because of the seals. We were saving seals, and
Sure.
with the seals came more great whites, and then both
Yeah.
were protected species. So but I'm a big ocean person and a big nature person. So I'm like, maybe next time I go to California, I'm going to have to take so I actually, if you said my grandmother lives in Torrance. Okay. So she's in
Okay.
Torrance and, the southern LA area. But we actually drove all the way up to like San Diego. And I guess, yeah, it would be up because she's south. So yeah, we
Yeah,
drove up through things.
it's
And
a big drive. I mean, it takes about 10 hours to go from one end of the state to the other. So we have flights that go in and out, direct flights from San Francisco, LA, Phoenix, that come right into our area. So the drive is nice, though. I mean, I would say if you ever do have the time to drive up from Southern California all the way up the coast, you could. But we find a lot of people are just kind of flying in and checking it out.
I like to drive. I like to see.
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. It's a really pretty drive. Once you hit Humboldt County and the Avenue of the Giants, which is where all the huge redwoods are, you'll just go, wow, this looks like it looks like Jurassic Park. It's just amazing.
I lose my mind. So, all right, you're a big movie buff
I
and you like a
am.
lot of different genres of music and everything. So, like, what's your all-time favorite movie? I'm sure you've been asked this a lot.
All-time favorite. Well, to be honest, the one that I watch a lot is Galaxy Quest, which is a
Really?
funny. Yeah, I love Galaxy Quest. It's Tim Allen, and it's kind of a spoof of Star Trek, but it just a lot of people look at that movie and they go, it's intended as a satire, but a lot of people that are Star Trek fans say, that was actually one of the best Star Trek movies that wasn't a Star
A
Trek
Star
movie.
Trek movie.
Um, so that's one I think as far as the comedy goes. Obviously, big Luke Star Wars, original New Hope was a huge influence on me, and that's what kind of made me want to go into movies. Is after I saw Star Wars in the theater like 10 times, I said, man, I really want to make cool movies. And so George Lucas was a big influence. Recently, what do I like? What did I see that I really liked? I'm pretty eclectic. I like action, sci-fi. Well, what do you like? Are you a big?
It's so hard for me to choose, to be honest. I mean, one of my all-time favorite movies, it's gonna sound like very odd, is They Live. The
Oh
John
yes,
Carpenter movie.
that's
That
a
was it was
huge.
based on the little it was like a magazine. It was a short story. I believe it
Oh,
was called oh, and I what was it? Was it 8 a.m., 11 a.m.? It was based on a short story. So I really love that movie. I think it
that's a
has like a
great
deeper
movie.
meaning behind it.
Oh
And
yeah.
I like a good action scene. And I feel like that's one of the like rawest fight scenes.
Yes. Yeah, that one between Roddy and his friend.
Yeah.
Um, Funny is that you mentioned that, Kayla, because I love John Carpenter and the Halloween movies and Escape from New York. So he was one of the big influences in the '80s, and I like the fact that John Carpenter did his own music. He did a lot of
Yeah.
his own synthesizer stuff, and I like that kind of synth '80s vibe. And so I'm a big '80s music fan as well. But they live. We have a theater that was renovated here that's still, it's one of those old timey theaters with the big marquee and the velvet seats and just the huge columns and stuff. It's not like your mall cinema movie. It's a restored movie theater. And every once in a while, before COVID hit, they would run movie nights where they would show these old vintage, schlocky movies from the '80s, including Star Wars. But one night they said, "Oh, we're going to do They Live." And so I brought my grandkids to it because I said,
You
this is
did?
such a great movie. And they were only like 12 and 14 at the time, and they loved it. But I forgot about the scene at the end where there's some nudity. And so,
Oh, yeah. You know what? It's because so much happens in that movie and there's so many different messages in it that you totally forget about that, to be honest.
right. And it
I
was going to have
mean,
a shock at the end. I was going to, I need to cover their eyes or something, but they liked it. I mean, it's such a mind blowing concept to that. And you're right. There is a lot of deeper meaning. I think it parallels a lot what's going on with society right now. So
I can agree with
good
you on that, definitely.
good choice. They Live is
Yeah,
up there, probably
but- yep.
probably in my top 10. Tremors is another one I really
I
like a
love
lot.
Tremors too.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny that you brought up how John Carpenter does his music. And actually, one night on Death Curse, we started going through John Carpenter songs on here, and we all got
really.
the Big Trouble in Little China song. Do
uh,
you know the one, Big Trouble in Little
I think I
China?
do. I haven't heard it in a while.
You have to look it up and
Okay.
see the music video for it. But we
Did you get?
got we got flagged
I was
for
gonna say, did you get like copyright warning on those?
we did. I can't remember what song it was for. Spencer, if you are around, what song did we get copyright flagged for in yeah, see Ryan when is like the Big Trouble video is epic. It was epic. Um Spencer, what one was it that we got copyright flagged for? We went through so many of them. It- that song and Creed's "What If," because I think we
Okay.
played both in one night.
Yeah, I love Kurt Russell. Anything Kurt
Oh
Russell
yeah,
is in. He and John Carpenter did a lot of movies together, and
everything, everything. Like I love the Escape from New York. I love Escape from LA. The Thing, obviously. I
oh
mean,
yes,
so yeah, I'm big on Kurt Russell. Obviously, Big Trouble in Little China. I also like Overboard.
oh,
The him and
that's
Goldie.
like
I love that
one of
movie.
my wife and I's favorite movies. Yes, we watched
It's
it
so
all the
funny.
time. That's
And
classic.
your wife, so she makes comics with you. What is her role when you guys are creating comics?
Laura,
Like, what does she
Laura,
do? Does she run
Laura.
everything really?
She affectionately, she affectionately calls herself my slave, my graphics slave. It's funny because when my wife and I met, she had no, she had no interest in comics, and she actually doesn't really read
Really?
comics. Kayla, she's a sci-fi fan. She loves watching sci-fi. She loves movies and stuff. But when it comes to reading comics, there's nothing that has really made her converted her into a comic fan. So when we got into
Ooh.
comics, yeah, when we got into the
But she's a
comics,
sci-fi. I feel like you know what? I just friended her on Twitter because I didn't know she had a
oh, good,
page.
good,
I'm gonna recommend her a sci-fi comic. I know a
okay,
couple.
okay.
I just gotta
Oh,
think. I gotta narrow it down. But tell me a little more about her sci-fi stuff here. What she likes
well,
about it.
she likes the intellectual. I think the way that it stimulates your mind to think about different dimensions and universes. And
Okay.
Star Trek Voyager is probably her favorite Star Trek series. She likes Star Wars. Okay, we
Yeah.
watch a lot of sci-fi. I mean, she likes The Expanse and
Oh, The
um,
Expanse. The Expanse was good.
yeah, Expanse is good. She liked Babylon 5. She watched, so she's more of the
Did you like
serial.
Farscape at all?
Oh, Farscape, we are huge. I got
Farscape's
a
one of my
story to tell
favorites.
you.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead,
Kayla,
please.
that's so cool that you mentioned that because we came across Farscape on just watching Sci-Fi Channel, and we were going,
Yeah.
"This is really interesting. It's got humor, and the John Crichton's very charismatic, and all the sci-fi for the day was very, very well done." And so
Mhm.
we started really getting into Farscape. We were watching it every week, and how did this happen? Okay, so this is really funny. Is my wife and I had an eBay store that we started in the 90s to sell gift items. So
Really?
besides doing real estate and comics, we were running an eBay business. And so originally I started it because I have a lot of sports memorabilia, and she says, you got to get rid of all the sports memorabilia. You can't keep it forever. So I started selling it off, and she said, this is all fine and good, but you're spending a lot of time just selling, a dollar baseball card here and there. Why don't you find something you can sell that's going to make us some money, or I can look into it? So she does. She finds a distributor that sells these $80 music boxes. It might be Marilyn Monroe or Elvis Presley or
Yeah.
Thomas Kincaid. So we started to get this huge inventory of product in from a distributor to sell on eBay. And we were making, during Christmas time, we would pay our mortgage for half the year just from eBay. And so she she said, well, why don't we go to this eBay convention? And so we went to this eBay convention that taught people how to sell better on eBay. And at the eBay convention, believe it or not, we saw this person standing there, and my wife says, I think that's Patricia Tallman. She's an actress on Babylon 5. She was like in a Night of the Living Dead spinoff movie. And I'm going, I don't really know Babylon 5, but I think I know who you're talking about. So we developed this relationship with Patricia Tallman through eBay, and we were corresponding with one another. And Patricia Tallman calls me someday, and she goes, my friend Virginia Hay wants to sell stuff on eBay. Can you help her? And Virginia Hay was Zan on
Oh,
Farscape.
yeah.
So so
That's
so
awesome.
Patricia introduces us to Zan, and via correspondence and email, Virginia started to send us autographed photos, just this memorabilia that no one else had from Farscape. And the thing that we sold that was like um, one of the most expensive things I ever sold on eBay. I think a fan paid almost like $2,000 for a miniature Zan that was used in one of the Farscape episodes where she was shrunk down and it was
Down.
like a miniature
Yeah.
version
I
of
know.
her.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Okay, so long story short, for like a year or so, we were basically helping Virginia sell her Farscape stuff on eBay for her, and she would give us a cut, and it was really interesting. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, so that was kind of a fun Farscape story, and we just went through and watched, all 7 seasons just this last year. It's on Amazon, and we streamed it, and so it's kind of cool to watch it. Back in the day, you would have a tube TV, and it was still pretty good. But now with home theater system and stereo and the best HD that you can get off of that old footage, it still holds up pretty well.
The makeup, you know what it was for me? It was the makeup always fascinated me. I was a kid when the show came out and my aunt used to watch it. And it was the makeup and the puppeteering stuff
I
in it I
know.
was drawn to. I'm always fascinated with stuff like that. That's why I love Jim Henson stuff. Like Labyrinth is up there for me,
Oh
The
yeah,
Dark Crystal. I
good for
mean,
you.
so
Yeah,
I
we
I
have
love
similar.
that kind of traditional stuff. Some of the digital stuff is cool, but there's a big difference when you look at, say, Lord of the Rings. Okay, the first Lord of the Rings series where they did more makeup on the orcs than they did
Right,
CGI. And then when you look at the Hobbit series where they went more CGI, the makeup, and
right. I
so
agree. I totally agree. I think just basically for them doing what they did in the 90s, you look at like Pilot is amazing. That whole huge, whatever they did to make that character so big and realistic and talk, and Rigel was hilarious. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Henson. I wish they would bring Farscape back. I think they could do it justice. Maybe bring back Ben Browder and Claudia Black, and
yeah,
that would be nice.
I think they definitely could. They should just continue it where it is. I wouldn't change anything about it. I love everything about it. Continue it the way it was. And with better camera, like the better camera technology, the makeup would look even more phenomenal and all of the puppeteering and everything, it would look better. They don't need to digitalize anything.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's how
That
I
series,
feel.
yeah, that series for its day, I think it was pretty expensive to make it, and but when it got canceled, it was like we just felt like we got punched in the gut, and then we were glad that they at least kind of wrapped it up with that the Peacekeeper Wars. But yeah, when that last scene happened and they left us on the cliffhanger with when everything, I don't want to,
Yeah,
Farscape people
for
know what I'm
anyone that
talking
hasn't
about.
seen it though.
Yeah, that was like, oh, how can you leave us? I don't know how long it took for them to resolve it, but I was just going, this isn't right. You can't end it like this.
All right, I'm trying to think of where to go to next because of the time limit.
Okay,
But
that's fine. We're
I want
cool.
to definitely look at XForce. I want to look at Beardzerker. Let's save that for a little bit later. Let's discuss like some of your hobbies.
Hobbies.
Yeah, what are
I'm
some
a
of your
big
hobbies?
I'm a big video game nerd. Even though I mean, I grew up, like I said, I was born in the '60s, so video games to me when I first got introduced. I mean, I had a Pong. I had a
You had
Pong
a Pong.
console.
Not even so beyond it. You had a Pong. Like
That's how
not
old I
even
was.
Atari. Like
Not
Atari was
even Atari.
afterwards.
Original Pong that you'd hook up to your antenna TV, and you'd have these little paddles, and you and your friend would just play for hours, and just a blip going back and forth, and that was like the bomb. And then obviously you gravitate into the 2600, which is the cartridge
Yeah.
one with the little block tanks and everything. But yeah, over the years it was just like I just loved video games, and I had a Commodore 64, and then you get into like Sega and Nintendo. So now really all I really play is mainly the Xbox, the Xbox console. So I like
See, I'm a
sci-fi.
PlayStation. I'm
You
a
have a PlayStation?
PlayStation gamer.
Uh, I like Hate.
I just can't do the Xbox. I can't do the controller. It doesn't fit my hands as good. And everyone's like, "Well, you're a girl. This controller is shaped better." It's not comfortable. I
Okay.
like
That
I just am a PlayStation gamer. I've been with PlayStation since like 95, 96. So
that makes sense. You kind of stick to one or the other. I tried the PlayStation once, and it's just like to me, I didn't like the control because I was used to the Xbox. So Halo is a huge game I play still. I like fighting games. And what do you play on the PlayStation?
so I love fantasy. Um I play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
I love Elder Scrolls. I mean, right now though, I believe Microsoft bought most of like Bethesda or something I was reading. And you guys are getting like more exclusive Elder Scrolls Online stuff than I'm going to get, so I'm not happy about that.
Uh, that's too
I love
bad. So
Skyrim. I love
you can't
Horizon
like,
Zero Dawn.
well,
It's
on
great.
Skyrim, like I have Elder Scrolls. Like Oblivion was one of the early ones, right?
Yeah,
Was that one of? Okay, so I
Oblivion,
still have that.
Morrowind, I believe.
Yeah, I have those two, and I never played them. But after I've tried Skyrim, everybody said, "Oh well, Skyrim is kind of the um, the newest version of the Elder Scrolls, and if you really want to play the older games, you should get these." So I don't even know if Oblivion and Morrowind are compatible on the Xbox One anymore. They might be kind of antiquated, but I did really like Skyrim. I mean, you could spend literally
Hours.
days,
I
yeah,
platinumed
playing that.
it.
Yeah.
I
Did
got every trophy I could
Wow.
recently. I was
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I remembered nights just, my wife would go to sleep and I'm still there like making these concoctions and I don't know, fighting dragons.
and then there's like
But
the expansion, you could ride dragons even. I
oh
would
really? That's
ride,
cool.
can I tell you? So with the expansion, you could literally ride dragons. I would ride the dragons into battle. So I played my game like a certain way so I could platinum the whole game. I kind of figured out a method because everyone was
Okay.
telling me, "Oh, well, I couldn't get this trophy and oh, you can't platinum it in one go." And I was like, "I'll figure it out. I will definitely figure
Wow.
it out." So
Nice.
you could actually, when the war, like there's the war going on, I waited to do the war last. So I had the dragon riding ability and everything. And when I went to do the war, I rode the dragons into battle and I could
Oh,
command them what to do. Like, so
wow.
like burning. I mean, eventually they turn on you because dragons are wild beings, but
You're
it
next level. That's impressive.
it was fun. I got to be an
You're a
elf
dragon
on a
tamer.
dragon.
Did you
Yeah.
play I don't know if you had if they exported the Dungeons and Dragons games. But my wife and I were we played a lot of like Baldur's Gate, kind of
Hmm.
like Gauntlet type games back in the day. So she likes those types of games. She'll play them, especially when you can co-op. My wife likes to play like Halo as long as we're on the same team, and it's not a good idea if you're in a relationship to do a game where you're competing against each other. Like boxing games aren't a good.
Mortal Kombat, I like annihilate Ed.
Oh,
Like
do you?
I'm very competitive with the gaming stuff. So
Who's your
like Destiny 2, same thing
who's your
with the
go-to who's your go-to Mortal Kombat
it's
character?
always been Katana. You,
Okay.
it's always been Katana. I just, you know what it was? When I was a kid, the first time I played Mortal Kombat, it was at an arcade, the Willows, and it wasn't on the Sega Genesis. Like afterwards, I got on Sega Genesis. So basically, there was Sonya always, and I have a blonde sister with blue eyes. And then Kitana was dark hair, dark eyes, so we always had this thing like I could never be a blonde character. I always had to be the brunette. So I've
Oh, okay.
always I've always been like that. Like she would always have to be a blonde character. I would always have to be a brunette character. Same thing with like I think it was it Street Fighter? I think I was Julia at first over Chun Li. Was it Street Fighter I'm thinking of? I played
Yeah.
Chun Li a
I
lot
think
too.
Chun-Li is the. Yeah,
my sister was always playing as Cammy. So, it was always that kind of thing. So I played the
I
arcade
gotcha.
first, then we had
Yeah,
Sega Genesis, so I did that.
I like
Last Action Hero.
I
A
like
lot.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I have Mortal Kombat X and 11, and it's fun to play online with people. Um, I see Brian asked a question from
Oh,
Blastbeat. Hey, Brian. Brian, unfortunately, I never played Final Fantasy because I don't think they ever offered that on the Xbox. I think it was just wasn't it just a PlayStation
I see. All
offering?
right, people hate me for this. I could never get into Final Fantasy. It's definitely on PlayStation because Ed plays a lot of it. Oh, Ed's actually here in the chat. I can
Hi,
see him.
Ed.
He's saying every time because I do. I kick his butt every single time. I'm
Fatality, Ed.
relentless.
Sorry, buddy.
Fatality, brutality, you name it. It's
Katana's got the fans, right? She's the one
yeah.
that throws the fans, and they whirl and they cut your guts out, and then they spin back to her, right?
So,
That's fun.
but yeah, but PlayStation though. I'm a PlayStation person.
That's all
And
right.
I know you have pets, right? I mean, I have this guy
I
that's
see
over
a little
here.
kitty.
Well,
Oh,
this is a big kitty. He's 30 something pounds. He's a big boy.
ooh,
I have the little one running around here and she was clawing my legs a few minutes ago.
oh. Yeah, I like animals a lot. We have I used to have a cat, but unfortunately I'm kind of a little bit sensitive and allergic to one. So as much as I loved having one, I was kind of sneezing a lot. So we got a few dogs in, and they're
They-
Japanese chins. So they're really cute. They kind of look like they look like little panda bears. They're really cute. I'll see if my wife could bring. I might bring one in before we go. Say they're
Definitely.
all in the other room getting all rambunctious, but you like them. They're super soft, and
I
they're
love
quite
animals.
they're quite mellow. What are your cats' names?
So we have Minion. She's a munchkin cat. I don't know where she is. And then this boy right here, he's Oberyn Meowtel, like named after Oberyn Martell from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And then I have Monet. She's my calico. She's a diluted calico. So
Oh, cat
yeah,
lady.
I know almost, almost, almost a cat lady,
Uh,
almost.
I think you need about a dozen before you get that
Yeah,
that label. You got
I
to
need
have a
to be like
dozen and no boyfriend. So
covered in fur
yeah,
and not brush my hair. Although my hair looks a little crazy today because it was in a braid all day. Let's pull up because I know you have relatives coming.
yeah.
I
My
have to have
brother.
you come back on
Yeah,
another
that'd be fun.
time.
My mom calls me last night. She goes, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, your brother's coming in from Sacramento tomorrow. Can you come over for dinner?" I said, "Okay. I do have a commitment, but I'll get there as soon as I can." So um, we're
And I
cool.
wanna
I mean,
I wanna make sure though, like you're on time for everything with your family. Family is very important to me. Um, and I'm assuming to you as well. I don't know anyone
yeah,
that family is not important to. So I just want to make sure you're able to meet all your obligations because you're such a busy guy. And we had to reschedule because I lost power and
I
I was
know
so embarrassed. That's
that
never
was.
happened
Oh,
to
don't
me. I've
worry.
never missed a stream or had to reschedule with someone and on
It
short
all
notice.
worked out. It's fine. Yeah,
It's divine timing, right? That's what I believe in.
exactly,
Divine timing.
exactly.
So let's take a look at XForce first. So
Okay,
I'm going to play the trailer. I'm going to make sure I share sound. And I
okay.
have to, while I'm playing the trailer, I have to stop my camera because my internet goes
Oh, that's cool.
wacky. And I'll jump back on afterwards. So
Okay.
let me share the screen. So XForce Reloaded. We are going to share tab audio. Yes. And I'm going to hop off for 1 second so I can play this trailer.
All right.
So let's see. All right. XForce Reloaded #1. And this is in demand right now. Correct?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So people can still back. see. Let's play this trailer here. Let's make this full screen.
My name is Professor Baldy, and I run a school for juvenile delinquents. But not just any delinquents. Mine are specially gifted. You might even call them mutants. Trust a few reformed ex-cons. Tangerine.
Am I the apple of your eye, Bubba?
Jeannie Gray. Beastie Boy. Oh, everybody dance now. Snow Cone.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
And their friends from XForce. Cable TV.
Eat remote control, frog face.
Garfarel. Meow. Dominoes.
This book has just the right amount of cheese.
And introducing the Newt Mutants. Beware the rest. Magneto. Mistress Piggy. And not at all breaking the fourth wall. Cesspool. Now, Fatality Press Comics is back with XForce Reloaded #1. Don't miss this extraordinary comics extravaganza with 7 full-color stories of marvelous mutant mayhem. Back this book today for awesome variant covers and original artwork tiers. 48 pages of action and hilarious hijinks by some of comics' funniest talents. Fatality Press, making the world laugh again. Only on Indiegogo.
I love the
So
cat.
good.
I love your cat at the end.
My cat is just meowing away because this is just what he does here.
I think he's a Garfarel fan.
He must be. He must be. Or it's because I have a Jean Grey shrine literally behind me.
Uh-huh.
And you're the only person that can make fun of Jean Grey. I'm just gonna say
Thank you. Yeah, you made fun of her.
It's allowed. So let's go through just, all your 3 editions are now in print. They're shipping out
Yes.
next day. So we're going to
Yeah.
take a look real quick. We'll just scroll through because Beard Zerker is really what's going on now. But it's good to know that this is still in demand. For anybody that hasn't read this, they can get a copy. And you have some
Yeah.
other stuff up too. And we'll go
Yeah.
through that real quick.
Thank you.
So who did this one?
That cover is by Bill Mouse, who was the first book that Bill and I ever worked on was the original X-Farce for Eclipse back in 1992. So this is actually a homage to that cover that he did for Eclipse. If you look at the old one and the new one side by side, you can see that he's gotten a lot better. But it's the same characters, but with digital coloring and basically showing how he's come along for since 20 years ago. Actually, no, 30. Yeah, actually more like 30 years ago. So that's Bill, and then this cover. Actually, my T-shirt is the one that you're looking at right now. We have a ex-cons.
Right there.
I had a few T-shirts made. This one is by Mark Lewis, and Mark is a very talented artist. He got a few things published by Image, and he did some stuff with Parody Press. But actually, Kayla, a funny thing is that he couldn't really make it to pay the bills as a comic book artist, but he went into animation, and he actually worked on the X-Men animated series as one of their primary artists. So he kind of used Parody Press as a springboard, and you can tell. I mean, his stuff is amazing. He took this Kirby, original X-Men and totally.
Actually, I have a cover. This cover, I believe that this is an homage to.
Yeah,
I'm a big X-Men person.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
huge.
I think it's X-Men #4. It's the first appearance of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So we took that, and I worked with him on some of the names like Scarlet Wrench, Quacksilver, and Hamster Mine.
I love it.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
you're
it.
right. It's X-Person now.
Oh God, I can't
I saw
even
your
get into
tweet.
that. I can't even get into it because this is why I'm more into all of the indies. Just because I feel like some stuff does not need to be changed, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Especially when the formula works for what it is. You're not going to please everybody. That's just what it is. But to want to change the name of something that is like as successful as X-Men has been, uh, I don't understand. But
I
we're
don't
going
either.
to talk about this. So
Yeah.
this is a gorgeous cover here.
Thank you.
That's
That's by
gorgeous.
everybody
Rob
loves Rob
Willis.
Willis.
Yes.
He's a pricey dude. He takes his time, and when I saw
Worth
his
it
work
though.
on, yeah, I saw his work on Dan Fraga's Black Flag, and I said, this guy is amazing. So I reached out to Rob
Ooh, I
on
want to get this
Twitter,
one.
and then funny thing, Kayla, is that once we got the books in, I said, hey Rob, I want to send you your comp copies. Would you mind if I sent you a few extras and you could sign some so I could offer them for sale? And he
Mhm.
said, sure. And funny thing was, is he said, no one's ever asked me to sign any of the books that I've worked on. You are the first person. I kind of, my jaw kind of dropped because
Really?
he's so well known. I would think that you'd be a big demand for his stuff. So Rob kindly sent me back. I think he sent me back like a dozen issues of XForce signed by him. And if you scroll up to the top tier, Kayla, I don't know if you
Yes.
could go
I can
back
do
up,
that.
but
I can definitely do that.
so Rob sends me this box back with my comic book signed by him, and I'm looking at what he
With the diaper.
packaged. Right, he sent me like about 10 of his kids' diapers. He says I couldn't find anything else to pack it with, and I'd have these unused diapers that my 5-year-old grew out of. So Rob sends me these diapers. I said, how can I make this even funnier? So I packaged a signed Rob Willis with one of his kids' diapers. So
It would be even funnier if you added something on the diaper.
yeah, I was thinking about melting a Hershey Kiss in there and just,
Or even draw a face on Dory here.
oh
Like I would
yeah, you could
accentuate the face. There's so much you could do.
totally deface Rob's kid's diaper. That would
Yeah.
be hilarious.
It would
So
be.
yeah,
And this
so
is your
Rob,
top perk here.
yeah, I just thought, it's
I think
fun.
it
I
was.
couldn't believe a couple people bought it, so it was hilarious.
I mean, it goes along with the theme here of like your Deadpool type character here.
Yeah, yeah,
With the
cesspool.
successful
He wears a diaper,
diaper.
so
So it makes sense to me because on
yeah,
this
fun.
cover, he's the character that pops to me the most. And it's probably because the background of the cover, it's blue, lighter colors, and he's red. And,
Yeah,
so
he's
it
like
pops out more.
he's like our Deadpool
Yeah.
parody, and he's got a plunger, and he smells like poop. It's just real juvenile.
I love it though. We need fun stuff.
We do.
We need more fun stuff in the world. You
We
have
don't
mugs
have Mad
here.
Magazine. Yeah, we don't have Mad Magazine. We don't have movies like Airplane anymore. So I just thought, gosh, after this dismal 2020 and 2021, everybody's getting canceled. We just need to kind of
Yeah,
lighten up and
literally.
laugh again.
Literally. And I am not a fan of cancel culture. We need more fun stuff like this.
Thank you.
Cancel culture kills creativity, and we need more creative pieces of work out there. Otherwise, society would become very Orwellian in a way.
Totally agree. And growing up when I was a kid, I would go to the grocery store every month, and Mad Magazine or Cracked would be there, and I would pick it up. And now, those haven't been around anymore, and I feel like someone has to kind of carry the torch and not let this particular art form, which is comedy through comics, die off, because it's been around for a long time.
Definitely. And we need more of it, We just need more of it.
Thank you. Yeah, there's some, humorous comic books out there on Indiegogo, and
Oh yeah, there definitely is. I know Commie Mark had one.
Yeah,
Like
I backed that one. I backed that, and it was not Daredevil, and then
yeah.
on Not Daredevil, actually, that's how I was introduced to Dax Martian, and Dax has one of the covers on my Beard Zerker campaign. His stuff looks like Jack Kirby, very Kirby-esque.
See, I'm just going through. So
Sure.
all your covers are what, 25? It looks like.
Yeah, they're $25 cover price. This is a big, thick, 64-page book. It's all like on nice, really high quality paper throughout.
There's still Rob Willis variants, everyone.
Yeah, we still have Rob's
So there's
cover.
the signed ones. This one. I'm just saying, there you have.
There's 3 different variants, and you can get a package deal. I think if you buy all 3, I think there might be a tier for like $69 or something, and they're all signed free of charge, and they all come with a bonus trading card.
That's awesome. I just noticed too the little homage to Cracked here.
Yeah, you got a good eye.
I just noticed that. Took me a minute. I was like, wait, is that what I think? Oh, it is. I'm just going to scroll down. We're just going to look at your perks real quick here.
Thank you.
Let's look through everything.
I'll have to send you a copy.
I would gladly accept it.
Which cover
I'm waiting
do
on
you
Beard
want?
Zerker to come. Surprise me. Dealer's choice, Don.
I'll put it in with your Beard Zerker comic book.
Which I can't wait till that comes. I
And then
can't
you
wait
can,
for Beard Zerker.
yeah. I would love for you to review it, or just let me know what you thought of XForce. There's something for everybody in XForce. It's an anthology, so you get about 7 different stories, everything from like the original X-Men with the Lee and Kirby era, all the way up to like the most recent House of X storyline. So it's not all just one long 64-page story. There's individual little short stories. So there's about 13 different artists on it. So it was quite a juggling act to get everybody, on schedule for it. But
yeah, I noticed Keith Gleason's name on there too, and he does a lot of work with Alterna. He's a good friend.
Yeah, I love Keith.
Keith is awesome. So
I reached out to him because I bought an Alterna variety pack, and then the book that I loved the most was Mighty Mascots, and I started to correspond with Keith over the internet. And so I said, would you and your team like to do a short story like of the new X-Men for XForce? And he jumped at it, and then he actually started to letter books for us, and he's the letterer on Beard Zerker now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. Oh, you still have a sketch card here with the comic from Bill Mouse.
Yep.
I have such a hard time with A's and O's. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's the Massachusetts in me. I butcher everybody's name. You have the Parody Press Comics Vault Pack. I feel like this is a really cool perk here.
Thank you. Yeah, we sold a few of those. And what it is, back in the 90s, we were publishing like 4 or 5 books a month, Kayla, and we would parody everything from Superman to Spider-Man to the Punisher. Yeah. And so, during the Parody Press run, we honestly probably published over 100 different types of spoofs. So I just have a handful of each of these spoofs left. So if someone wants to get the Vault Pack, they're going to get like 5 vintage Parody Press comics that are no longer in print. And, you can add that to this XForce. And we also duplicated that perk on the Beard Zerker campaign too.
So basically anyone that has an eBay store out there, they want to get the Vault Pack, or they want to go up and get Rob Willis's kid's diaper.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I had to, because you said you did the eBay thing. So
yeah, it's fine.
Then you have the 3 covers, and this is shipped free.
Yeah, that's the best deal. If you're going to want all 3 XForces, I think I even have a retailer tier that we offered. So if someone's got a store and they want to get multiple copies, and I still have a few lunch boxes.
Okay, retailer park. That's good for me to know. I know a couple stores, and I am trying to get more indies into the shops that I know.
Good.
It is not as easy as I would hope it would be. It is I
True.
hope as it would be. It's hard
Yeah.
sometimes because sometimes shop owners are very stuck in their ways. But I try. I try so hard. I try my heart out
Maybe
because
I'll try to send you a couple extras that you can give them as a sample, because I think a lot of times you have to have something tangible so they can see what they're going to get. And maybe you can kind of lure them with an actual copy. So yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to reprint XForce for stores or not. I'm not sure. I haven't figured that out yet. So for now, we just are offering the the $25 edition.
yeah.
But
You have the snack pack here. So it's a coffee mug with the lunchbox.
yep, with I think with comes with your choice of issue.
Oh, your choice
too.
of issue as well.
Yeah.
6-pack. So this is
Yeah, that's more
everything,
like for
pretty
your
much.
more for your like your retailers.
Your retailers. Here's your retailers 10-pack here. Anyone that has a local comic shop, you want to direct them to Dawn's project, especially if they're looking to try to get indies into their shop and they want to support creators, independent
Definitely.
creators. So,
And there might be like retailers that are as old as me that remember the original XForce, and they'll go, "That guy's still around."
you have the Colossal Executive box.
Yeah,
What is
that
in
one
that?
we sold a few of those. It had all the issues. You get a sketch card, the lunchbox, and the mug for $200. And we have original artwork, some original artwork still available.
Have some still available. So yeah, anyone that wants original artwork, yeah, you have a bunch of it left.
Thanks.
You sold quite a few of it too.
Yeah, we did okay with XForce. We had a good time with that campaign, and it was good to kind of get my feet wet, Kayla, because I hadn't done any crowdfunding before. I just was kind of, watching other creators do their thing, and I thought, rather than come in with a brand new project, maybe just kind of doing something that was repackaged, but also with some new material might be kind of the way to go. So that's what you're getting. Is XForce half of it is like previous release material that was never in color, and then the other half is all new stuff that you haven't seen before. Like
I'm just
this is Keith.
Down.
Yeah, this is Keith's work right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely tell. I'm scrolling down because we're gonna take a look at Berserker.
Okay.
Just for purposes of time. But everybody, this is in demand. So while it's in demand, grab a copy if you haven't backed yet. I mean, this
we
is
love
fun.
That. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And when we go to Berserker, you'll see we packaged a tier where you can get an issue of XForce along with Berserker too. So if you want to, if you want both, you can actually go to Berserker, the campaign, and get both. We're gonna probably ship Berserker. We just told the printer, our print numbers this morning, so it's going to be going to press, and then it'll probably take them a couple weeks to get them over to me here in California, and then I'll start putting all the packages together. So you won't wait very long. Yeah, if you back Berserker, you're not going to have to wait like another month or 3 or whatever. It's going to fulfill pretty soon.
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan just dropped the link in the chat. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. Thanks, bud.
Ryan's awesome.
Ryan is awesome. Ryan.
Show Berserker real quick.
Yeah, I want to trade Ryan my XForce for Hammerella or something. That looks like a fun book.
Message each other.
Yes,
DM
we will.
each other. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop the cam so I could show the trailer for Berserker. We'll
Okay.
talk a little bit about that before you head off to dinner.
I wanted to say hi to the chat. Unfortunately, I can't read what you guys are saying when I'm in my StreamYard stream, but I see a lot of people talking, and I recognize Pops and Ryan, and I think David Chiza was in the chat.
Yeah, David Chiza
Jeff
was.
Potts, Lola. I see Lola there, and I love your chat family.
Yeah, it's different every week. I have some regulars. It depends on what other streams are going on and how busy everyone is. But
Sure.
then I get contacted a lot after my streams, I find. Like everyone will hit me up afterwards, like, I'm sorry I was working, but I'm watching it right now as I'm doing some drawing at my house, and oh, this is awesome. So it makes me feel good to know that I'm supported just by
Yes.
people in this community. It's awesome. And, I've been friends with Spencer for, I don't know, almost 6, 7 years now. I don't know. Spencer, such a long time. And Spencer has known me through a lot of all my odd jobs, working at cons and everything. And he's always believed in me. And I'm so appreciative for him taking chances on me, because I've been screwed over a lot trying to do press stuff and do interview stuff. That's a story for another time when we have more time. But
is Spencer, does he live near you?
So he is in New England, but he's in Connecticut. So he's in another state.
Okay.
He's calling me a nerd right now because he hates when I get all sentimental on him. But I love Spencer. I do. He's like my brother. We're kind of like from the same tree, and we're both loud, and we argue a lot. And
my dog,
I'm ruining his bad boy.
my wife let my dog in. I know you showed off your cat, so I'm gonna show my dog. This is a.
Let me look before I share the screen real quick. Hold on. I gotta go back to the StreamYard so I can see. Oh my goodness, what a cute little baby.
This is Cooper. He's the boy. Hi, Coop. He's a Japanese chin. They're kind of a spaniel breed, and so he's the biggest one. And then we have 2 girls, and he's my buddy. He rides around in the car with me, and he's kind of a chick magnet. Girls like him.
He almost looks like he looks like he's a mix between like a Pinkinese and a Cocker
like
Spaniel.
A Shih Tzu, maybe, yeah. They kind of look
adorable.
Like he's pretty chill. Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's Cooper, and
this is Cooper, and then Penny is the one that looks like a panda. She's black and white. And then we have a baby that's only 7 months named Mabel, and she's kind of like a mix. She's got black, white, and brown in her. So, Hey, bud, what's going on, dude?
He is so much more chill than my cat. My cat is so desperate for attention right now. That is why he is meowing and meowing. He's just like, stop the stream and pat me. All right.
Cooper gets set off by cats. Whenever he sees a cat, he'll literally want to jump out of my car and chase after it. So he loves. I don't know what he would do if we ever actually went face to face with one. I think he's all bark and no bite, but he loses his mind whenever he sees
I think
a
my
cat.
cat might be bigger than Bear O'Berry, and this cat here is 33 pounds. He might be
probably is.
Bigger.
Yeah, Cooper is for a chin. He's actually fairly big because they normally are under 10 pounds, but Cooper's probably around like 16.
Yeah.
But your cat would probably eat my dog a lot.
Spencer, I need you to share the screen because we have like a few more minutes. Thank you. I don't want you to be late for dinner.
We're fine. I think I could. Yeah, I definitely could do another 10 minutes and then.
Okay.
And
awesome.
then.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I don't want to. I try to be as respectful as possible as anyone that has an obligation, like, either after this show or they have a time frame. I want to be as respectful as possible to you guys because I'm just appreciative that you would come on here with little of me.
Oh, no, I love it. I love I love meeting new people, and I've been kind of following your Twitter for a while, and I can definitely tell your heart's in the right place, and you have a passion for the medium, and I've watched your show with other people, and you hang out with a lot of the same people that I hang out with, so that's always a good judge of character,
Yeah, I got to meet you officially through Alex's channel.
Yeah, I met you, and then through that show, I've been hanging out with Pedro a little bit, and he's
I love
he's
Pedro.
really talented. Yeah, he's awesome. So
I'm gonna be paying Pedro to like do an intro for this stream for me.
Oh, cool.
At some point. All right, I'm gonna play this Berserker.
The trailer. Yeah, we got Keanu got a voiceover.
When I first saw this, I thought this was so great. This was so funny.
I think it's one of Pops's favorite trailers. He always wants me to play it whenever I'm on his show.
All right, let me make this big. And
comics are totally awesome. And I'm totally awesome too. Berserker has everything you want from a comic book. It's got great drawings, colors, great story. It's got great action, has a little romance, and it's about something. Not just any something. It's a parody of some thing. And I was like, well, I used to collect and I love comic books. And they were like, so, did you ever want to make a comic book? And I was like, yeah. And then Parody Press was like, oh, yeah. So they made a comic book that's a parody of my comic book. And it will probably be pretty hilarious, because that's what a parody is. Or at least what it's supposed to be. You know, this idea of kind of like a rock and roll warrior. Someone in an altered state. Someone with a big guitar axe. Then a pet cat that's from the hood. Just out of control. Speaking of out of control, there's his beard. It gets bigger and longer throughout the book until it takes on a fantastical life of its own. It's like, whoa! So, check it out. If you do, I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. But honestly, I didn't really do that much, other than rambling on about comics and books. I mean, comic books. Wait, what was I saying? Oh well. Enjoy! Berserker from Parody Press. Back it today!
Thanks for sharing that.
that is a gem.
Thank you. It was fun. If you ever watch Keanu's Boom Studios Berserker pitch, it's pretty much word for word, parody of what he did. So it kind of wrote itself. I just kind of took his mannerisms and just totally riffed on it. And then we found an actor on Fiverr, a voice actor that did a killer Keanu, and he sent us like the WAV file, and we were just laughing so hard when we got the voiceover script back. And then we put it to animation.
I had to keep muting myself. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Thanks, Kayla.
I also love, like, you kind of did the homage to the movie Keanu with the
Exactly. Some people don't get that.
I love that movie.
So
I-
yeah, that whole Cat Stevens, everybody, he's like the sleeper hit character from our campaign.
Oh my God. If anybody has not seen that movie, I highly suggest they watch the movie Keanu because it is a riot. And just the George Michael scene alone in the car when they're all singing to George Michael. I recently showed that movie to Ed, and we now every time like a George Michael song comes on because I listen to, I'm like an eclectic music listener. So if any George Michael comes on, we start quoting the movie, like, or like a Wham song comes on, like the whole
Yeah.
and Wham, they never heard from them again.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
But this
Yeah,
book
we have
is
fun. We have fun in this book, and like I said, we just got the printed proof, and you're one of the few people, Kayla, I ever sent a review PDF to. So
yes.
you've got the rare sneak peek at the actual contents, but the book, this is the proof of it. So we're ready to go to press, and it's so exciting because it's been almost like a year since the whole concept kind of came to me, and to see it come to fruition with all these different talents, and actually have a physical book to show people is going to be a lot of fun. We're a few months late, unfortunately, because Bill Mouse, my artist, had some other things that were kind of delaying his productivity, but it's done, so we're going to fulfill it pretty soon.
And I love all the variants too. I'm trying to remember which I have to go back and look and see what variant I got. I can't remember for the life of me, to be honest.
That's okay.
I wish I knew off the top of my head.
I think I can
like,
look it up. I have my Indiegogo campaign up right now, so let me see if I can.
I mean, like, which one did I end up backing? I remember I was torn between two of them, and I ended up actually, you know how I select the cover. I ended up doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh, did you really?
I like narrowed it down to two because they're all great. They're all great for different reasons too.
I can look you up by your name, so you just go with a K. You got the Rainbow the Brute.
Oh, okay. I know it was between. I had a feeling it was either that one or it was between the one that looked like Conan the Barbarian to me.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was between those two. I want to say they're all great though.
Thank you.
So let's see here. Every time I look at this campaign, I laugh. Happy birthday, you are breathtaking. So yeah.
Yeah, we just found out. Yeah, Keanu had a birthday a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, why don't I
added
do
it
a
in
special?
There.
Yeah, I put a special birthday campaign for like a week, and we actually sold some. So I'm always looking for ways to kind of spruce it up and make it fresh, make it current.
I love that though. And that's like another great thing about doing all of these indies is that you guys have so much control over the websites to alter and change them and to just make it more of an interactive, like fun experience for everyone that's backing. So I love this here.
Thank you. Yeah.
True.
We have all the artwork for sale. So once the book comes out, if you fans out there are wanting a particular page, it's a pretty good deal. You can get an original page of Bill Mouse artwork, 11 by 17, traditional pen and ink, along with all 7 issues and all the perks for like $169.
Oh, that is a great deal. And each individual cover is about $15.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. We tried to make it a little less than, XForce was a $25 price point, and Beardzerker is about half, the size of XForce. But I thought, most people are, even for a 32-page book, it's not unusual for them to ask $25. And I just thought, why don't we try and kind of make it a little more affordable for people? And so we thought, $15 is reasonable.
I think you made the right decision, and you unlocked a stretch goal here. So all the backers are now going to get a Rockstar satin ribbon bookmark.
Yeah, the first 7,000 at 7,000. If you scroll up, Kayla, that we have a guitar pick, which
Oh,
is
a
really
guitar pick
cool.
too.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's.
is
I
it
guess
up?
you'd
It's
have to
probably
scroll.
down more.
Yeah, it's down more. My website got a little bit discombobulated, but yeah, we did unlock. We actually hit 10,000. So people are going to get trading cards. They're going to get the rock star. There you go. There's the pick.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool, thick plastic guitar pick with Bill Mouse's color artwork on the front, and it's by a company called Picks of Destiny. They do rock star, guitar picks for bands, and so you're gonna get that. I can't remember what the other. I think there's stickers people
We'll
are gonna
see.
get. So you're gonna get all sorts of cool swag. And I don't know if you ever watched Michael Bancroft's stream, but he's he's a pretty popular comic show host, and I developed a relationship with him during Beard Zerker. So every time we hit $1,000, every like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, I buy him a manly blouse to wear on his show. So when we
I
hit
think I might
seven,
have watched one where he was in a block.
yeah, he got a puffy pirate shirt.
Yeah,
He got a Prince outfit.
that's the
He
one I
got
bought. The
yeah,
outfit.
Prince outfit. We dressed him up like as an Egyptian, like a King Tut dude. And then the last one we just got from him was a hippie. So he kind of looks like a 60s flower child. And there's a surprise one that we just sent him that he's still picking the venue on where to wear the next costume. That's been a lot of fun. Just he's basically my my dress up doll.
He did Lucent.
Right.
Yes.
That's a fun book. Have you read it or?
So believe it or not, I haven't gotten the because my bank is horrible with international stuff. However, I believe, I mean, I cannot verify this to be true, that he actually had the stuff up online before he published it, and I think I did read it.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
I
you
don't
did.
know. I would have to actually speak to him, but I'm pretty sure it's the same story, just updated a bit.
Yeah, I
I
think
wanna
Joe
say.
Fulton was telling me he did have a kind of a earlier
was,
version that
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
pretty
it's really
sure
good.
because
I think
it's the
it's
same name on it.
yeah, his campaign is closed now, so I think the first printing is they're all gone, but he's going to do a second book. I would imagine he'll probably go into a second printing on the on the first book. So Indie Comics Relay. Hey, it's Keith. I see him in the chat. Do you go to his Plastic City Con, Kayla? Isn't that in your area?
So I have been to one of them, yes, and I didn't even know that he ran it. To be honest,
Oh, really?
Until recently, yes.
Yep, that's
So
him.
that
And I see
isn't
I
that
see Jam.
isn't
Hi,
that
Jam.
funny?
Yeah, small
So-
world. I still need to meet Keith and you guys in person. So maybe if he does your Plastic Con next year, I'll come out to Boston because me and my wife we really love that area and just the fall colors, and it's really pretty out there.
And Keith has been at a ton of different cons that I've actually worked at, and I've always seen him with his wife because she was designing. I think was it My Little Ponies I last saw. Like she's doing her own
Yeah,
little
those are
versions of like
so
My Little Ponies
cool.
and stuff. I love couples that create things together. I think that it's just amazing, and it speaks a lot about how creativity can connect people, or how people can connect and then just like strengthen their bond through creative acts, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my thoughts. I mean, I don't know for sure with that how everything works, or it could be two highly creative individuals just met and meshed. It's
Right.
different for everybody, but I love to see couples doing things together in the industry. I love
Yeah,
that in this
totally.
industry. So I'm scrolling down here because I have you for like 2 more minutes.
Okay, no worries. We're good. I know I'm in trouble when my mom starts calling me and texting me saying, "Where are you?" I haven't got that. She only lives like 5 minutes away from me, so it's not like the dinner will still be warm even if I'm late.
Let's take a look at some of these pages here.
So that's Keith's lettering that you're seeing over Bill Mouse's pencils and inks, and then Bill's daughter, Kat. Believe it or not, her name is Cat Mouse. She's our colorist.
I love that though.
She's been in the industry for like 10 years working in comics, so she's kind of taken after her pops. But super cool people. If you go to Beardzerker and you click on the updates, I update pretty much every week on our campaign, and so if you click on that, you can actually see me and my wife open the proof copy that I was showing you. We kind of go through it, and we show people what the printed book will probably look like. And then there's a link to an interview I just did with Bill yesterday on my regular show, which I'll probably have you and maybe Spencer on when Spencer feels better. I have a weekly, well, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it would gel with your work schedule, because my show's at noon Eastern time on Wednesdays, and I'm not sure if you would be working or going to school.
It's, you know what I think I get out of class at 12:30 or 12:15. I could join, but late.
Okay. Yeah, let's plan on that.
Possibility.
David Chiza, who's in your chat, will be my guest this next Wednesday. We're going to talk about Rad Rose. So
yeah, David's awesome.
Yeah, in fact, I saw him on your show.
He's very positive.
That's what I like. I like positive people.
We need more positivity in this world. We need more fun. We need more stuff like this. This is awesome.
Thank you.
We just need to laugh.
Yeah, we my wife got the inspiration to do a t-shirt design. If you go to the updates page, you can see our t-shirt, which is the one that go ahead and scroll at the very top, and then if you click on,
we can also buy her a cup of coffee.
Yeah, you can buy she loves coffee.
We all
coffee
do.
Makes her happy.
Updates.
Yeah, I just posted this earlier today, 6 hours ago. So you can watch me unbox Beardzerker, and then if you scroll down a little bit more, Kayla, there's my interview with Bill yesterday, and then that's kind of the t-shirt prototype right there. It's going to be awesome. Kanan's cover. Matt Yackey's the colorist, and my wife did she did the design. So those should be in stock, I hope, in the next week. And we're going to make sure that they're, the quality is good, and we'll probably offer them for like under $30.
I'll probably be coming back to buy a Beardzerker shirt, and then I'll probably fringe it because I love to buy t-shirts and fringe them.
That'd be great.
I'm addicted. I'm cutting the necks off of things and like putting fringe on I don't know.
Are you gonna bedazzle it? Do you have a bedazzler?
I don't have a bedazzler. I don't. Spencer might.
Oh, really? Spencer, you're so crafty.
No, in all honesty, more than likely, I would say probably Beth, Spencer's girlfriend. Her mom did costume design, I believe, so it can be acquired. And he just wrote it down there. It can be acquired.
That's cool.
I mean, I could bedazzle it if I acquire it. When I go down there when we start getting our the book I edited and he wrote and Jeff Elkins drew, we start getting all of that stuff together, then if the shirt is out by then and I have it in my possession, or I can just send it to them.
I'd love to see you. I'd love to see your fashion sense on a Beardzerker. We'll have to maybe, if I can remember, what size would I send you?
What size will you say? Is it a men's style shirt?
Yeah. I think they're men's.
Like a medium usually, because you don't want them to be too form fitting in order to fringe it, because you want the fringe to swing.
Okay. I might send you a comp one, so then you can fringe it, and then you can let people know they can get their own Berserker shirt. So it might be a good kind of a comp for
I would be honored.
for Kayla plugging my book, which would
I
that
would
would be a good
honored,
trade.
Don. I would be
All
honored.
right.
That would be awesome. You're too kind. Bless
Well, I
you.
think that's the great thing about our community is everybody helps each other out, and I know some people can't afford to spend $25 on a campaign, so I've been reaching out to people in CG, and I say, you must have extra copies of your book. Would you want to barter with me? So I've got like probably at least a dozen people I've traded with to get their comic book for my comic book, and to me that's just like a win-win. We get to enjoy each other's creations and not break our wallet, so that's kind of fun.
Maybe I should fringe a shirt. I could fringe a shirt, not necessarily for you, but if you're doing like shirts for Bancroft, maybe send me one out, fringe it for him to wear on his street.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Maybe that would be really cool.
Because I work at UPS, so I can definitely ship it back. No problem.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you ever have
custom fringing?
Have you had Mark Mulgrave on your show?
Yes, I love Mark.
He works for you too. You guys should think of some kind of CG UPS discount tier.
If I could figure it out, I would. I didn't know Mark worked at UPS.
Yeah, he works at UPS. I think he works early in the morning loading the cargo vans and stuff.
Oh, I gotta talk. See, Mark to me is Ginge.
Right, Gingerton, right. True that.
But yeah, he's such a great person. There's so many great people I've met because of indies. So let's just breeze through real quick here.
Sure. That's just the update. So if you want to go back to the
let's
campaign,
go back here to the main campaign story here. I'll pick up where I left off.
Sure.
Also, your featured perk up here, it is the Berserker and XForce combo. So
yeah,
if you just
that
saw
worked out
both
well
of these today, I mean, you can grab both of them here. So you don't have to
That's right.
go to different areas and back them.
Yep.
So.
And those are all signed. If anybody, if people want them signed, they're signed free of charge.
I love all the names of
Kiss My Axe. Yeah, we have a soundtrack.
Kanan White's copy here. That's the one that's on the top. We have the She variant. I bet you Billy Tucci loved this.
Yeah, he's so cool. We've known Billy since, we go back to cons in the 90s, and he and his wife are super, super cool. And
I've actually met Billy Tucci and Deb quite a few times, but Billy Tucci never remembers who I am. He actually is very friendly with the owners of one of the shops that I worked at and that I will be back at in October doing some work for Halloween Madness. Yeah. And he's very friendly with Jim Turnus, who Jim Turnus is an inker, and he used to be the handler for, sorry, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now other than I'm starving myself. Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm even blanking on this right now. And Joe Sennett, thank you.
Okay.
Joe Sennett, thank you. And Joe was an angel, and I've had the opportunity to meet Joe quite a few times.
All right. Did he pass away, or is he still alive?
He had passed on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that generation, I mean, it's hard. I mean, the guys that I think that are still around are like Roy Thomas and
Roy Thomas
Steranko.
Was an angel too.
Yeah.
Roy Thomas gave me my first pep talk doing press. I was introduced to him by the person that works with him. One of his handlers / friends, I would say. I think I've done a lot with comic stuff at cons, believe it or not, Don.
That's cool.
So, and
yeah,
Jim Steranko I met.
Yeah, Keith has had Roy on, I think, a couple times on his show, and I wanted to see if Roy could write for XForce, but unfortunately he was too busy. But I did send him the comic book, and he got a big kick out of it. So maybe if we ever do a second one, he might come on board, because he used to do. Marvel had a parody book called Not Brand Ek, which was kind of like Mad Magazine, and Roy did a lot of like Fantastic Four and X-Men spoofs for that.
Yeah, I love Roy Thomas for the Conan stuff he did.
Oh man,
So
Kayla, yeah, I love Conan. I had some original art from John Buscema from like the 80s.
I have, well, that's a Frazetta Conan in the back there. Like, obviously it's a poster, but I grew up reading a lot of Conan because my dad is big into Conan.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of the whole Queen of the Black Coast arc. I loved Belit as a character in the Conan series, and I just love sword, sorcery, and fantasy. So,
did you like the like, is there a particular artist that you thought was the best on the Conan series, or?
oh, it's that's really hard for me. I'd have to think about that. Obviously, I want to say probably Buscema did some of the best stuff, but it's really hard because then you have to think Frazetta did some beautiful Conan pieces too. And there's there's so many. Was it not? Sorry.
Barry Smith got
Barry
started on
Windsor
Conan.
Smith, yeah.
Yeah, his Conan was kind of more of a youthful looking one compared to Buscema. But Buscema was the one that I, avidly collected when I like that storyline too with Belief. And I grew up watching like Beastmaster, and the original Conan.
Yeah. So we have
thanks for hanging out, chat.
Yeah. I'm appreciative for everyone coming by here.
Yeah, this is fun. Yeah.
So
there's all sorts of great covers on our book, and Jim O'Reilly, he's another fantastic talent.
I'm going to let you, because I know we're definitely way over time, and I meant to keep it to exactly an hour, and somehow I just looked, it's an hour and 40 minutes. So we definitely, I am so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Like I said, Mom, my
mother's
Asian
gonna find
mom
me
has
and beat me.
my Asian mom hasn't called me yet. I know when I call, that's like the first warning before I get spanked with the slipper when I see her. So,
right. Where can everyone find you, Don?
You can find me on Twitter. I hang out on Twitter a lot at Real Don Chin, which is in my my little credit line there. We have a website, parodypresscomics.com. That'll take you to our Facebook page. And I have a YouTube channel, which if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like I said, I do a weekly show every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time and noon Eastern time. I chat with creators, kind of like what you're doing, for like an hour. And I'll unbox new stuff or just kind of tell people what we're doing in our campaign. But yeah, so mainly YouTube and Twitter are my best, probably the places where I would recommend you find me. And I'm accessible if you ever want to hit me up. If there's other hosts out there and you want me to make an appearance on your show, I'd be happy to do that.
And you're having an appearance this Saturday, correct?
I am with Pops Van Zant on his CromCon panel. It'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and that will be with Sim and Adam Post. He wants me to see if Keith will come. Keith, I'll have to talk to you and see if you want to join the panel on Saturday night. And then next week, I think Marmalade, RJ Carter's puppet character, wants to have me on. I think Keith is actually on Marmalade. He might have even been on tonight.
Yeah, he was.
So I get to be on with Marmalade next week.
All right, Don. Thank you so much for coming on here this evening.
You're
it's
welcome.
Late. And,
thanks, everyone.
everyone, thank you for joining. Backbeard Zerker if you haven't. And like and subscribe to the channel, guys.
Yeah, I did. Get the word out there.
See you next
All right,
week.
Spencer, thanks for being behind the scenes, and I hope you feel better. And everybody in the chat, it was a blast. And Kayla, you were awesome. I appreciate your enthusiasm and for helping to get more eyes on what we're doing over here at Parody Press, and for letting me see your cat.
Yeah, of course. Have a great evening, everybody.
All right. See you, everyone.
Awesome show. Thank you, Don, for coming on. And everybody go back, Beard Zerker, and check out the Alterna pre-orders for fall, because those just went live last night as well.
That is right.
Yeah, I backed that. Awesome.
Thank you again for coming on, Don. Everybody in chat, take it easy, guys.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.